What's up guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I will be going through all the character classes and saying the best character that I think is in that class. If you guys enjoy the video, make sure you like and subscribe with the bell so you can never awesome videos. Make sure you guys like and subscribe with the bell so you can never awesome videos. Now let's get into the video. So we'll start off on the plant side and with the Citron. And in my opinion, the best Citron is going to be the Iron Citron. Now of course, since it is one of the armored characters, it has 50 more health than normal Citron. That does also come up with less speed. But the reason this is the best one is because it has the ball which makes up for the speed. Now that ball also moves pretty fast, so not having the speed and having the speed deduction is actually doesn't really matter with the ball because the ball is a main movement for a Citron. So that's why I feel like it's just a better Citron because it has more health and the speed doesn't even matter. Now it has one of the best primaries doing a ton of damage, like 50 damage per hit, which is insane. It can take down almost anyone with 5 shots in it, so that's 250 damage if you get every shot. And this Citron also is pretty easy to use, which is why you could really go with anyone. And with reload upgrades, it is a really good character. Now you could also argue that the party Citron is one of the better ones, and I could see that if you have better aim. But just if you have kind of worse aim, you're not really consistent with your hits, I would definitely go the Iron Citron because that heavy hitting damage will be just for you. Next are going to be the roses, and I think the best rose is going to be the neck rose. And I could also see maybe the frost rose being another one because of being able to freeze everyone, it takes down groups pretty good. But the neck rose is able to jinx the zombies, which allows you to do twice as much damage as you normally would when you jinx a zombie, which is really good. And especially if you have a whole group hitting him, then that zombie will be on in a second, and it's actually just insane how fast it melts zombies. So I think that the neck rose is definitely one of the best roses you can use when you're in a group with people, because just going up against someone, hitting you with that jinx, and they're down, they won't get back up. So the neck rose is probably going to be the best rose of that class. I could also see why you might go maybe frost rose if you're going up against a zombie one-on-one. Moving on to the sunflowers. And now there are a lot of options you can go for with the sunflowers. Almost every sunflower is a good sunflower, like the Pharaoh, the base sunflower even. But the best sunflower I have is going to be the mythic sunflower. Now the reason I have this one as the best sunflower is because the charge shots give this sunflower just so much potential. Because this sunflower just constantly puts out high damage, and that damage output it has is just completely insane. A charge shot can do up to 60 damage, and not only does it just do that, it constantly puts that out, which is even better. So it's not like one time you're going to hit 60, the next time you're going to hit 6. You will keep seeing 60. And if you don't charge your shots, you might see maybe 15 to 20. And that's just that's all you want. You keep hitting constant amounts of good damage. And it is just a really good character. Another reason I have this as the best one is I feel like it's just the most versatile sunflower out of all the other ones. And I think that's also pretty key. But this sunflower just has a lot of potential and definitely deserves to be the best sunflower there is. Now, moving on to the chompers. And you guys may have a different chomper depending on your preference. But I have the Twilight Chomper, and the reason I have this chomper is because personally I like the warps instead of the burrowing. I feel like it just helps those chompers move quickly in and out of situations, and that is pretty important. Now I do prefer the bite over the spray chompers, which is kind of why I have a bite one as my best one. But let's just say maybe you do like the spray ones, you may have fire or frost. But I'm not sure, maybe that's just how you are. But I like the chomper ones, the one that bite. So I have Twilight Chomper. And now I think that the main part of a Chomper is being pretty sneaky, trying to move around pretty quick. And that's definitely what the Twilight Chomper has. It is very sneaky, allowing you to just run up behind people, eat them. And it is also really quick as well. And also just having that warp, just going right up behind them, is really good. Not to mention that warp also gets you really far. That is a really good warp on that one. But again, like I said, it does come down to your playstyle. If you do prefer the spray, this chomper might not be for you. But if you do prefer the bite like me, I definitely recommend this chomper. Now moving on to the pea shooter, and it's definitely going to be the Rocky. Come on. This is definitely the best pea. It has more HP and 34 damage, a really solid damage. And also trading out the health for speed is definitely the best part of a pea shooter. Because the speed really isn't important on a pea shooter and how fast it moves, but definitely its health. So I think that the rock pea is definitely probably the best pea in the game, maybe even the best character in the game. It is such a good character. No, I'm just kidding. It's definitely gonna be either Agent Pea and Electro Pea. And now I know I do have 2 on here, and I'm doing just ones. But I think that they are just both really good characters. And in my opinion, they are both top 5 characters in the game, which is why I just couldn't really choose one, and I put both of them on there. Now, Agent P does require aim, which indicates more skill compared to Electro P, which is just self-det, which is really no skill at all. But Agent P has 25 less health than Electro P, but that is definitely redeemed by its high DPS of 152. And that is just crazy how much damage that is. But they are both just really good characters. Electro P being really fast, able to just move around the map really quick, and that is definitely really important for a P shooter. But I think that they are just both such good characters and definitely deserve a place on this list, and I just couldn't leave one out. Now we got the Corns, and I chose Party Corn, and I think that Party Corn is probably one of the best characters in the game. Now, Party Corn is just absolutely insane, and is like just a base corn, which is really good. A base corn is really good. But this can achieve party mode, which is why it's just so good. That's why it's above base corn. Now reaching the party mode is pretty easy, and so you should get it a lot. So you probably will get party mode a lot if you use this character, and just being able to get that so much. And the corn is just so insane. So plus party mode, this corn is just, it dominates, and it's probably one of the best characters in the game. Now of course you could also say like Commando Corn is good. Now we got the Cactus. And I have the Petrified Cactus as the best cactus, I know, and I don't really like this cactus that much. But this cactus does have self-det, which makes it probably the best cactus, and self-det is always really good, because it doesn't require that much skill, so you can just kind of blow it up whenever you want. But it is a really annoying cactus, and it doesn't really have that good of range compared to other cactus, but up close this is a really good cactus, compared to all the other cactus which are long range. But I think that this cactus is more like, you can do more with it. Especially with the range, and then also being able to fight up close. I think that is really important. So you will have up close encounters, and this cactus can counter that. Now of course if you do like the long range cactus, I would recommend Future Cactus, and I would have put that in there, but I feel like just Petrified Cactus can just do more. That's why I petrified over that. And now we're going into the zombies. And starting off the zombies, we have Foot Soldier, and I chose Super Commando for this Foot Soldier. Now you could also go normal Foot Soldier, because that one is just complete and more very versatile character in the game. But I just kind of prefer Super Commando over him more, and I just like this character better. Now this character does have burst, and I feel like the bursts just make him more powerful, and I think the burst can just be really good. I really like the burst characters, and I think that Super Commando is just one of the most versatile characters in the game. Like this character just moves a lot better than a normal Foot Soldier, which already is very versatile. So being able to have better than that makes it just completely insane. And now you may like automatic over burst, so you probably would maybe go just in base Foot Soldier, but if you do like burst, I would go Super Commando over normal. Now we're going to the engineer, and the engineer I chose was Goatboyyyy. So Goatboyyyy is actually very powerful up close, because that is how the range is on that character. It doesn't have any long range, and if you do kind of for the long range, the mechanic is probably better with that. It's more versatile, because it does have close range and long range, and it is powered at all ranges. And Goatboyyyy is limited, but I think that Goatboyyyy just is fine with that, because it does have the abilities that make up for that. It has the perfect abilities to make up for that actually, because it has the jackhammer, which helps you get close to enemies, and also has that stun grenade, so you can just kind of get behind them, and you can just kill them easily. That's why I like Goatboyyyy a lot better. So Goatboyyyy definitely excels up close compared to the mechanic, which doesn't really excel in any certain situation. It's kind of basic. Now we have the scientist, and the best scientist I have is the astronaut. Now the reason I have the astronaut as the best scientist is because this scientist has the best range, the best zoom, high accuracy, and the highest DPS out of all the scientists. So that definitely makes it the most versatile scientist there is, being able to have most range compared to other ones which you kind of have to get close up to. But this scientist is fully automatic and can still be pretty powerful up close, instead of only just having range and being weak up close. And it can support team at any range, so you will still be able to like help your teammates in the back, like any pirates in the back, and still be able to do damage. And compared to like maybe like the chemist, where you have to go up close to help even like do damage, because that's just, it's like a shotgun almost. So the astronaut definitely kind of helps with any range, and that's why I have the astronaut as probably the best scientist there is. Moving on to the all-stars, and I have the golf as the best all-star, which is very controversial, maybe most people, because maybe people may say like the base all-star may be the best, or maybe even the hockey all-star. But I think that the golf one is just better because it has a longer overheat time, which means you can shoot for a faster time. But this one does have a better range than the normal one, increased zoom, higher accuracy, and probably the best range out of all the all-stars. It does have a good DPS as well, and I think that this makes this all-star very versatile. So although you may say that maybe the base all-star is better, I kind of just went to golf because it does just have more perks to it, and it's just a very versatile all-star. We got the imps, and I think this is pretty obvious, the Z7 imp. This imp has the highest DPS probably out of the whole game, which gives it the fastest time to kill. And this could be based on your ability to control the rate of fire, but if you are able to control it really well, this character can just be completely insane. If you have good movement, completely insane. Like this character, if you know how to play it, you probably will win every fight you almost get into. It is just such a good character. Not only to mention that, out of all the imps, this one does have probably the best mech there is. So not only does it have good primaries, it even has a good mech, which is just like what more you could ask for. So the Z7 imp, definitely pretty obvious. I don't really think there's another imp that will really take his place. And we got the pirates, and another pretty controversial one. I would have to go with Captain Cannon. Now I could also see why you might go Captain Party Bear or Captain Deadman, but Captain Cannon does have self detonation, which is always like a big plus when you get one of the characters with these, because it is just such an easy like ability to use, being able to time your shots compared to actually hitting them. So I think that like the self detonation just makes him always like a little better. And now of course it does make him a little weaker because they obviously have to make him weaker for that. But I think that really doesn't make that much difference because it is just really good. That does take away some of the range, but I think that it really doesn't matter that much. And it just kind of makes him more of an explosive character, and I think that is really important. So I think that Captain Cannon, just compared to Party Bear and Deadman, it's just a better one to go with, especially with self detonation. And I think that this is probably the best pirate there is. And now the last character we got, Super Brains. I'm sure y'all know this one. Toxic Brains. It's not that hard to tell. Now the reason I have Toxic Brains at this one is for the toxic ability, which is only punches, not kills. And that's the main part about this one, is because just not having to kill your enemy and just punch them is really important, because just kills might be too much, but just punches will just be too easy. And it is punches, and it makes it really easy. So this character is really easy to use. It's not even a lot of punches to even get that as well. It's like you would expect like an insane amount of punches to get that, since it is punches, but it's not even that much at all. So getting the toxic mode on this is really easy. But outside of the toxic mode, it really isn't that powerful, and it's more of a weak one. But of course, the Super Brains are very quick characters, and they're very just fast characters to move around with, which makes them really good, being able to punch really fast. Like I said, no toxic mode, not a good character. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.